to Reverend Jackson for joining us on today. So yes, many of you may know today is May 1st, it's International Workers' Rights Days. And the labor movement has been pivotal in helping to advance social and economic justice for all people, and especially some of the gains of the civil rights movement in creating economic agency and advancement for African Americans, especially happened through the labor movement and the work of pioneers such as Reverend Jackson. My organization is Black Alliance for Just Immigration, and we know that we are stronger together. Our organization works to educate and advocate with African Americans as well as African immigrants and immigrants from the Caribbean and throughout the African diaspora for social and economic justice. We recognize that the anti-immigrant laws and rhetoric that has happened and the advancements that have been rolling back, advancements made during the civil rights movement by leaders such as Reverend Jackson. And it's important for us to recognize that these attacks are coming from the same source: the attacks on voting rights, the attacks on affirmative action, the attacks on the minimum wage, and worker solidarity and worker rights and worker protections that were used and really helped to create a more just and equitable society are under attack under the guise of anti-immigrant rhetoric and legislation and deportations. And just as immigrants are being detained and deported, African Americans and other people of color in our communities are being incarcerated at the highest rate in the known world right now today. Right now, our organizations are working to fight for education, for funding for more progressive and social policies and qualities that help to create the society that we wanted on today, and are now under attack under the guise of, we're in a recession, we don't have money for this right now, immigrants are a drain on our economy. We recognize that these are lies. And the way that we founded the Black Brown Coalition, and we're so honored to stand in the legacy of Reverend Jackson and the Rainbow Push Coalition, is by recognizing that we are all unified, that we all come from the same fabric of humanity. Our destinies are intertwined with each other. We're stronger together, and we're happy to have the great unifier here to share remarks with us today. Thank you, Reverend Jackson.
Reverend Jackson.
I am so honored to be back in Phoenix again today. Especially thank my friend, Pastor Stewart, who is our host, who is our Rainbow Push Coalition point person in Phoenix. We thank you so much. We determined we're coming here for a shareholders meeting of the Verizon Corporation today in downtown Phoenix. We're to build in this time with our allies in the struggle for human rights. Human rights for all people, measured by one yardstick. A lot of media focus lately on the rants of the racist rants of the rancher, filthy blacks and slavery and picking cotton and the like, and that got a lot of media attention. Then the rants of Mr. Sterling and the LA Clippers on that got a lot of attention. These are rants that will go away with the wind. Will go away because they are illegal and unacceptable. What the rancher has done, the showdown with our federal government, he will not prevail. Mr. Sterling will not prevail. In the meantime, the focus of those rants on the real side of the massive movement is the input of the Supreme Court and the interpretation of law. The Supreme Court is ruling on voting rights by ruling Section 4, removing the enforcement provision, turning voting back to the states essentially it was in 1965. The radical turn back in voting access. In Texas, you can register with a gun, with a license, but not for student ID. In Ohio, they are restricting the number of days you can vote. In North Carolina, they're moving precincts off of college campuses. So the Voting Rights Act is under attack. It's under attack in forms of gerrymandering schemes, denying adequate equal representation of Black, Latinos, Asians, and women from the congressional seats. So that is under attack. While the focus has been on the rancher and Sterling this week, the Supreme Court ruled ban on affirmative action, less access to education and health care. They skipped the avoided involving women, just race. Title IX is affirmative action, which makes Title IX and Title VII represents a majority issue, not a minority issue. Racism and gender inequality go about hand in hand. That coalition will not be broken. In the meantime, the issue of deportation, very inhumane act that must be challenged. We have an ugly history of this Pastor Stewart, in 1939, some Jewish immigrants were trying to get here on the ship, the MS St. Louis. He turned them away and sent the Jewish people back to Germany. The case of Haitians dying on the shores of Miami and are locked up in camps, which turned them away. Blacks being imported here for 246 years. And now we have this massive move on deporting Mexican Americans and South Americans back to South America. Rules that don't apply to Canada coming south, apply to Latinos coming north. We reject that two sets of rules. We should stand together. We're going to expand the Rainbow Bridge Coalition actions in this area. We're going to go down to the border and come back again. We're going to retrieve as many families as we can who are there already and stop those here who are going back. We urge the President and the country to act and act now. How can a country that is supposed to be so just be so inhumane to humanity, working people? Indeed, some of these people were called and sent back home. They joined the military, they're called green soldiers. If they die first, they're given the green card to their families. If they survive the war, they come to the front of the line. So they can be used to work and create wealth and wages and be denied health care. They will work, be the first to be locked up and the first to be kicked out. That's not the American dream. We fight for that dream. We are making it clear. This is not a state's right to be abused people as you want, but this is a moral, perfect union. It's not so much about brown, black, and white. It's about wrong and right. It is not the right to Chinese families. This is not the America of our dreams.
That's right.
We want the America of our dreams, and we're not going back. 50 years after the struggle to gain basic civil rights, a group rejects the president's wife speaking at a high school graduation in Kansas. We're not going back. The Rancher Ranch, we're not going back. The Sterling Ranch, we're not going back. The deport will prevail. We're not going back. We're going forward by hope, not backward by fear. We've learned to survive apart. We must now learn to live together. Forward by hope, and not backward by fear. Thank you very much.